when you think about it, there's a plethora of black men out there that currently going through the same things that you went to as a child.
Hmm.
Um, Mother, hardworking mom, uh,
Hmm.
from place to place. What can you say to inspire them?
Shoot, man. Um, Stay curious. Stay. One thing about me, I'd say I lost my. Though I was still a child, I lost my. I say my imagination as a child so early on because I let the things that were happening around me and in the community indulge me. So meaning like I didn't, as a child, I don't remember too many fairy tales. I don't remember too many la la land moments for me. You know, I couldn't, not when somebody's getting shot outside my door, you know, or somebody, I'm hearing gunshots every night, or even when I try to fathom a life better, you know, I see prostitutes, or I had a close family member who was addicted to crack during that time. So I say for any young black kid, keep their imagination, try their hardest to hold on to their innocence and to their child adolescence, because that's what's going to get you far. That's how you dream. I think a lot of people succumb to their realities, and that's what keeps them complacent in those situations. You know what I mean? And so just dream, be curious, uh, want to know what's out there. You know, don't just let the surroundings or your environment keep you contained. You be curious, want to know, watch television. I think in today's time, it's a good and a bad with social media and the different media platforms that we have today, because for one, it allows kids, young black kids, to see different life, especially with them not reading as much these days. So social media allows the young black kid to see how it is to live in LA, or the young black kid in Miami to see how it is to live in LA, or to see how it is to live in Africa. You know, you can just access social media and that'll show you that. But at the same time, it still keeps you confined to that household. So I say just still be curious and wanting to know what's out there. You know what I mean? Um, that was my, honestly, that's what acting did for me. Theater did that for me. Once I got into theater, I started to broaden my perspective because I was able to read plays uh, based on stories like in China, especially when I got into Shakespeare. I was able to imagine and live in these Elizabethan worlds. And so that and learning different characters as well. You know, you could read a play and you're forced to play this character, and you're like, damn, he made a decision in this play that I probably wouldn't typically do. So it allowed for me to learn, you know, other choices and all that. But I say being curious, observant, yearning and learning and wanting to know more, you know. But it takes us the I can still consider myself an old head. I mean, young kids call me Unc now, so even though I'm 33, but it's on us to still just bring awareness. Like if you see that young black kid who's walking, matter of fact, like for an example, yesterday I went to the gas station. There was two black kids, two young black teens, I say. They were selling oils. You know what I mean? And they was going car to
Yeah.
car. Brothers, hey sister, buy my oil. And you know, and you could tell it wasn't a big prominent business, but they were doing something. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, I did like what everybody else typically does. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm good. But as something changed, I was like, man, you know what? Let me go back and give them a couple of dollars, or let me just at least talk to them. And you know, I did, and I learned these were some great young men, and I had to respect the fact that they were doing it that way, opposed to being out robbing somebody and
Or
or doing the Lord knows what. So it takes us as well, man. Each one teach one. You know what I mean? And we all have to play our part, especially with so many factors that's trying to hinder or take away from us prospering. You know?
Right. We know that you wrote the movie Messiah, based on the life of Garvey.
Hmm.
You also wrote Lotus, and that was
Yeah.
based on another young man's life. Now, tell me, was that based on your life, or was it a parody, if you will?
No, no, no. It was my life, definitely. Coming out of the inner city, making the unpopular choice of going to college, while everybody else at that time was um, during that time. You know, we were. It was either you going to school, you're going to the military, or it was common that the other result is you're going to get in the streets. You know what I mean? It was either the streets, school, or the military, and nobody was going to the military. Only few people were going to school. So the popular choice was going towards the streets. And so, and I dipped and dabbed a little bit. Even when I got to college initially, you know, I was still trying to do street activity or street like things, you know, selling weed. And that didn't work out. I was selling weed. I was fronted some stuff to sell, and of course I was to pay the money back. And my first, like, I worked hard for this first sale. I'm calling it. You coming? What time you coming, man? I got that stuff. Do. And I was so freaking nervous. In doing the exchange that I just gave him the stuff, and I forgot to get the money from him. So I was like, yeah, this shit ain't for me. Like I can't. I was just so happy that I was successful with the exchange. I was so happy that I got it off me and give it to him. And then I realized, damn, I forgot the money. So that didn't work out too well. But just going back to Lotus, you know, in that film, we see this young man, Reed, who makes the conscious decision to say, you know what, I'm gonna go get an education. And you see the sacrifices he has to make. You see the reactions to his peers, whether positive or negative. We see this young woman who stereotypically may come off as a woman from the what we call them, hood rats or whatever the case. But we see this young woman who invests in him and gives him that inspiration and that motivation to go better his life. We also see his best friend, his longtime best friend. We see the reaction from that too. Like, nah, bro, you can't go. You got to stay here. We got to make moves. What about me? You know, and so that character is torn. He has to make the decision that ultimately dictates his life, and that was me in real life. You know, we see the result because we're here on the stream right now. You know, but if I would have made the other decision, Lord knows where I would have ended up. You know, every day, and you guys know, like every day, man, I see people from where I'm from. They're either passing away or they're in prison or in jail. So thank God I made the right choice. But that particular film is to motivate other young Black kids to make the appropriate choices and to feel comfortable in doing that, you know?
Right. Now, I saw one clip you talk about your cousin who's she's in politics, I believe it is.
Yep.
Now tell me, why not that route?
Politics? No, me. I'm doing it
later on.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it through the work. You know, every interview that I do, especially in regards to Mosiah, like we spend more time talking about what's going on in the community or what's going on as Black people around the world or in the States, you know, more so than me talking about the film. So in my own right, I am a politician. You know, I do it in my own rights, and I can do it freely. I don't have any barriers. There's no detrimental consequence to me speaking and voicing my mind. You know, I feel like I got the vote of the people. You know what I mean? People supporting this film, and not just here. You know, like I keep mentioning, I'm international now. Like I have conversations with Black people in the UK now. I have conversations with Black people in Africa. Just yesterday, I was on a call with African students. So I am the people's choice. You know, and I'm honored in that. You know, but I am doing a sense of politicking. And politics, you know, I throw it all in this. I say my work is like a gumbo. You know, it's a mixture of things: activism, politics, whatever, humanitarian work. I throw it all in that pot. You know, but yeah.
Hey, Craig, he doing it the right way. He politicking the moral way. He doing it the right way.
No, say more.
Yeah. Hey, Vic, you got questions?
Yeah, so